The movie starts with R2-D2 and C-3PO. And then there's like Princess Leia, and she's all like, ooh, I'm being secretive, and I have my hood up. And she's like, ooh, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. Okay, go on, droid, go, bye-bye, bye-bye. And then the stormtroopers come in, and they're like, oh, set it to stun. And then she's like, oh, I'm stunned now. And then she gets captured, and then they go away. And then you're like, well, what happened to the droids? Get in there. We have the plans. It's important. Or actually, C-3PO doesn't really know about that. And they're like, oh no, now we're on a desert. They're wandering, and then C-3PO's all like, I hate you. R2-D2, kick, kick. They both get captured, and they end up in the giant dump truck looking thing. Let's go out for our lineup. We gotta get sold. Luke is there, and he's like, oh, my foot is chewed off. Oh God, what am I gonna do? Oh, Uncle, what am I gonna do? But his uncle's not there because his uncle wasn't important enough for children to want to get his action figure. So yeah, he's all like, oh, which one are we gonna get? I don't want to be a farmer, but I'll buy a droid anyway. The uncle's like, well, can you translate? And he's like, oh, yes, I translate very well. And so he's like, okay, we'll take this one. And they're like, and we'll take that other one that also nobody has the action figure of. And so then they're walking away, and then it's all like, when it blows up. And then there's dogs in the background, and it's like, ooh, what's the dog noise? Please hold while I try the extension. C-3PO says, oh, well, why don't you get that droid? That one right over there. And Luke is, oh, dearie me. Well, that does happen at some point in the movie, but Luke's like, hey, Uncle, what about that one? And so then he's like, okay, we'll take this one. And so then they get home, and so he's like, bloop, and it's like, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope. And R2-D2's like, I ain't telling you no more of that message. You gotta go see Uncle Ben. Old Ben. Old Ben Kenobi. So he's like, okay, fine. While all this is happening, there's like Darth Vader, and he's there with all the dudes that look like Nazis. And he's like, I'm evil. Princess Leia's there, and she's all like, oh, I'm not gonna tell you anything. I'm just gonna sit in this cell and just pout. 'Cause I'm captured. I'm a prisoner now. But I'm also a princess. And so they go, and they're like, and it's when they get attacked, and then he's all like, oh, I'm dead. And they're like, we're gonna hide over here because we don't want to get attacked too. Then there's this mysterious cloaked figure, and he's all like, ooh, oh, I'm so sorry, boy, that happened to you. Are you okay? Are you okay? And he's like, yeah, I'm okay. Hey, it's old Ben. Old Ben Kenobi. And he's like, oh, drat. You could tell, even though I had this mysterious cloak on. So then they go back to old Ben's place, and he's like, be like your father and be a Jedi. And Luke's like, I don't really know if I want to do that. Oh my God! My family! And so then he jumps back in the pod racer, and he goes home, and the whole place is all burned up, and his family's all dead, and he's like, well, now I got nothing else to do. I guess I'll come be a Jedi with you. And then they go off to be a Jedi, and they're like, we need a pilot. So then they go, and they're in the little bar place, and old Ben is all like, yo, Chewbacca, Chewie. And then they're like, okay, come on, we're gonna go follow this Wookiee, because he's got a ship with this dude. Cue the dude. And then he's like, pew pew! And he kills the dude. And then he's like, I've got a debt I gotta repay, so if you were gonna pay me $100 bajillion, I'll let you use my ship. Why doesn't my head turn? Han's like, this is my ship. It's my favorite ship in the whole world. I love it so much. Luke's like, this is a piece of crap. Then they get in the ship, and they're all in the ship, and they're sitting at the little table that looks like a weird checkerboard. And then they get sucked into the Death Star by the tractor beam. And then they're like, okay, we gotta get off the ship now, because what else are we supposed to do? They hide in the ship. Doesn't look like there's anybody here. Okay, let's leave. And Darth Vader's like, I feel a presence of Ben Kenobi. Ben, he's got his cloak back on. He sneaks away to go and try to get the tractor beam to be done tractor beaming. Luke and Han are like, we gotta go save the princess, unfortunately. Well, Luke's like, I love the princess. I want to save the princess. And Han's like, I hate the princess, but I want money. And then there's the princess, and she's like, oh, you guys are such losers. I hate everybody. I'm just going to kill everyone myself. I can do this. And then everyone's getting all fought, and they're all getting shot at. So then everyone jumps into the garbage disposal. Oh no, we're getting crushed by the walls. What are we going to do? Stephanie! Not Stephanie! No, she's closing in! And Luke's like, shut off all the garbage compactors! Shut them off! Shut them down! Get rid of it! Stop! Woo! R2-D2, listen to him! Beep, boop, beep, 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 beep. And then it's like, poof, and they're like, because it all stopped, and then they get out. So then Luke's like, oh, what's happening over yonder? And it's like, whew, 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 tap, and whoosh, guess I defeated him. Tap, tap, tap. Yeah, I don't think there's anybody left in there. No, oh God, no. I forgot to mention Darth Vader was all like, I'm going to blow up your planet if you don't tell me. And she's like, I don't tell you. And then he's like, blow it up anyway. And so that happened, and she was really sad. But now she's saved. So they get on the Millennium Falcon, and they get where they need to go. And then Luke is sitting in the thing, and he's like, oh, this is so interesting. They're like, if you just fly a tiny little plane in there, and then you can just blow the whole thing up. I'm just a simple farmer, but I'll do it along with everyone else. So then Luke goes and he gets in his X-Wing. Han is like, I'm not doing any of this. This is stupid. And he goes and gets in his Millennium Falcon. And then there's the dude with the mustache, and he's all like, I'm gonna get in my X-Wing fighter. So then Luke and R2-D2 are all in their X-Wing fighter. Pew, 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 pew. Flying through the air. Pew, pew, pew. Darth Vader's with his buddies, and he's like, we're gonna blow everything up, and everyone's gonna be so sad. Pew, 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 pew. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then after like 50, 100,000 hours, it finally gets to the part, use the Force, and then he's, and he does it, and it blows up, and then nobody dies except for the people, the Death Star people. But Darth Vader wasn't on the Death Star, and Darth Vader's like, I'm gonna get in my ship and I'm not gonna die, but the other stupid man that was on the Death Star still is dead now. Oh, and also Han came back in the end to help him. So Han's there and he's all happy. And then there's the ceremony at the end, and Leia's like, oh, I'm going to give you all a medal, but oh, I forgot my skirt. Actually, it got lost, but this is the hairstyle and necklace that I was wearing, so I have to use this doll. Here, let me just borrow a skirt. So boys, you need to get your rewards now. I mean, your medals for being so great and so fabulous. And so Han's like, oh, thank you for my medal. And Luke's like, oh, I got this orange jacket on now, and actually I have a completely different outfit, but I lost that doll, so I'm going to have to stay in this doll, but I still have the orange jacket. Thanks for my medal. I love you. And yeah, so that's the end of that. Man, I forgot to swap out my Han Solo for my Han Solo wearing his Stormtrooper belt.